City versus National Bank 2020. Saving it. And let us look at the note here. Citibank offers a simple 3% interest, while National Bank offers 2.6% interest compounded monthly. Compare an investment of $10,000 for 10 to 15 years. Make a table and graph for years 1 through 15. So first, we have this function here. That's 10,000 plus 3% of 10,000 every year. Now notice that I put this floor function on x. X is the number of years. If you get rid of that, you have a straight line, this green line right here. But deposits don't work that way. We have to introduce the floor function. What it does is it makes sure that every year, see, you start with 10,000 and you don't get any more money that year until you reach the next year. You get $300 more. Then you reach the next year, that's $600. 300 more, then 900, then there's another 11,200 plus 300 will be the next step. It steps up step by step, year after year. Okay? Now, the next bank pays 2.6 interest compounded monthly. So you see that this function is $10,000, the amount we start with, it's exponential. And we're adding 2.6% divided 12 ways, 1/12 of that percentage every month. Every year. So here's this function, and it looks like that, the red one. Again, that's inaccurate because you're not supposed to do it every year. So that's just a guideline for the next function that I wrote, and two of them, which is 10,000 again, same two pieces the same. But the third piece, take the floor of 12m. And does that work? For that, you'd have to take a closer look. Like at this point, 3.7. That's 3.7 years, and that is that much money. You see, it's not changing. Is it? Or is it? Well, we have to zoom in for one. We'd have to look closely. We'll look closely in a moment. So here's the table, 1 through 15, and then replace these headings with appropriate tables. Notice that this matches exactly. Now, what would happen if I made a table with months instead, like the first year? So let's take a look at that. Let's add a folder. Current results. Current table. By year. Okay, so let's close this table and let's take a look at a new table. Let's add a folder. Table from year 11. 11 times what? 12 months? Which is what? 132? Month. 132 to 132 plus 18, which is what? 132 plus 18 would be what? Like 150? So, now, add a table. So, what is this? 132, 133. Okay, now, does that make sense? No, it doesn't. It does not make sense. That's months. So if X is years, that'd be year 11 plus 1/12 plus 0. 12. Oh, let's undo this.
Y sé que mi mamá y a mi papá les gusta frío, frío, entonces le echo como 3 carteras de hielo. Entonces por eso ya no me preocupo, porque sé que llegan y llegan comiendo.
So we need to understand that year 10, was it year 11 or year 10 where it changes up here? What year is this? 10.5, between 10 and 11. Right? Maybe we can go up to 12 if we like. So here's 10, 10 to 12. So that'd be 10. 10 plus 1, 12. 123.
Esa es una botella de cocol.
$150/12, yeah? What's 150/12? That's 18 months. So let's see. Let's change this to C of X3. And then N2 of C of X3. Okay. Yeah, thank you. Good. Okay, so that's the part we're concentrating on. Does it look right? 20 more rows, show all. That's interesting. I've never seen this machine do that. So, what's going on? Who has more money? So at year 10, you have less money in National Bank. And in 1/12, less. In fact, you could do a difference. Eventually, the National Bank will be more. So let's subtract that. Find out. So that's negative, but in the right away, in a particular month, this one, the 122nd month, where that's 12 goes into that. What's that, the second month? That's February, right? You have more money in this bank than, no, you still have, that's more, $21 more, right? And then you have more on that bank eventually. So it actually happened sooner, yeah? It happened on 10 and 1/12 when it switched. See that? 10 and 1/12 where this is 10 and this was 10 plus 2/12. So February, yeah? So January, February. So in January of the 10th year, of the 11th year, right, it was less. But on the February, the other one, national, was more. Okay. And so we need to answer the questions. And what's the question? Which
bank will provide the largest balance if you plan to invest $10,000 for 10 years or for 15 years?
The answer? Well, for 10 years. What was it? For 10, how much? Oops.
$10,000 for 10 years.
Yes, but who has more in 10 years? In 10 years, it's roughly the same, but most of the time it's Citibank. So is that what we're going to say? So we're just going to leave you at, I'm going to let you guys answer that. And take a look at the graph. See? So this is higher sometimes, and then sometimes this is higher. It keeps alternating. But mostly, if you wait the whole 10 years, you can see that 10 years, you have $34 more in Citibank. And you see that in 15 years. What's 15 years?
15 years.
What's 15 times 12?
It's the other one. The other one's higher.
Yeah, the other one. It's 180. So I have to do this. I have to keep going. Till I get to 180. If I can wait to 15, then obviously you can see here that $263 more. Is it worth waiting 5 more years for $263? That's up to you. But that is the end of the explanation here. We could add more points to go a little further back. That's where it splits up. And the differences are, well, you can't see them. But yeah. Oh, remember, whoops. Remember to send me a link by going like this, copying and submitting the link. But before you do that, actually, remember to save, copy, and submit. Thank you.